right, this is going to be the daily recap for Wednesday, February 26th, 2025. Um, yeah. Today was overall not the best day trading. I'm not gonna say it was a bad day. Um, just because it was full of lessons and it was another day where trading itself has just shined a spotlight on my flaws and pretty much everything that I need to work on. It was a tough day today. I'm not gonna lie. Mentally, psychologically, not really emotionally. I think emotionally, um, it was, I guess, fine in a way. I mean, like my emotions today weren't really fluctuating, as you see here. Well, I'm gonna start from the beginning actually. Um, so total, I lost $14,000 on my Next account on NASDAQ. I took a long, and my contracts was five. I put five contracts on. It was a pro trend swing entry just because daily time frame is still bullish, even though the past 3 days, NAS has been fleshing down. It's still important to keep in mind that overall directional bias is still bullish. Um, so yeah, that daily directional, that daily OB yesterday that I marked out, I wanted to see reaction away from. I was pretty much trying to buy into that. But again, like I said, it was temporary. It was just simply a reaction to build more sell side liquidity and for price to later take with a continuation of shorts. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much that. But let me see. So I rate this trade a 3 stars, and I'll get into that in a second. Profit target, it was what was it? Tuesday's high? No, it was Monday's high, I believe. It was the high of the week that's made thus far. Is what I was targeting. Stop loss was above the most recent or below the most recent swing low. My planned R multiple, I was planning to make 2.4 R. I ended up losing way more, and that's because my risk wasn't managed as well. Entry 21,325, exit 21,184. So if you take, make a calculator out real quick. If you take 21,325 minus 21,184, I lost a total of 141 points. And that's with trailing stops. So that's how you know I overrisked on this trade. I got too big headed from yesterday's win. That's what happens though. The market humbles you. And it's crazy because yesterday I literally said in yesterday's trade review, when I broke down this beautiful win, I told myself I need to be aware because it's happened to me before where I win good, the market just looks beautiful. I get too big headed and the market humbles me quickly. And it happened today again. It's it's always gonna happen because the market has to balance you out. So it's crazy how the market works. Kind of like it kind of knows you, but doesn't. But anyways, it was a pro trend trade. Well, I might have to kind of adjust this, but yeah. I mean, I was looking at it as bullish or transitioning from bearish to bullish, but looking back at it after I did my post market analysis, I would say it's still bearish. Trying to buy a falling knife, but price was still corrective in a way. Market conditions, trending, mistakes. I chased price, over risked, and I didn't use a buy limit. I told myself now that I'm swing trading, I'm no longer going to be manually executing positions because I want to make sure that I calculate my R multiple here. Let's see what else. Confidence level before entering the trade, it was medium, wasn't low, but it wasn't high. It was kind of just in the middle. I slept pretty good, like a baby actually. And this is news this day, we had news. Nothing too crazy. It was just 2 sets of heavy impact news. And this one, we get that typically where it's pretty much all day medium impact news. Emotions, before the trade, I was kind of neutral. This is mainly after the trade. After the trade, I was disappointed, I was regretful, and I was shameful. Distractions, no. Pre-market routine completed. Trade management, I set a TP and I trail stops along the way to pay myself. Playbook, pro trend swing entry. Well, I'll get into this in a second. So let me get into the actual trade review itself, though. Trade review. I took a loss today on NASDAQ, resulting in minus or negative 1.41%. So that now brings me from being up 1.21% on the month down to 0.20% on the month within the span of 24 hours. Obviously, I'm upset about it. The loss, though, today didn't really result from me necessarily doing anything wrong, thankfully. Most things, key. Most things, not all things should have aligned, but most things aligned for me to be in a long position, especially because I was playing pro trend. It was just a matter of I was on the wrong side of the market, which is facts. I'm not going to lie that the past 2 weeks or so on NASDAQ has been more difficult than usual to trade despite the amazing win yesterday. Price has been in a range-bound market condition for the past 2 weeks or so now, and I do know that higher time frame order flow is still bullish, but with price being in a range-bound market and taking trades in these conditions, swing style, it makes the swing trades low in probability because price is going from premium to discount and then from discount back to premium and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Scalping, intraday trading, you can probably get some good moves, especially if you're trading on the 1 minute time frame or 2 minute or 5 minute even, like I was doing prior to swing trading. Definitely, it can still be fruitful, but like from my style now, which is trying to swing trade futures or transitioning into swing trading futures, it's just trying to swing trade in a range bound market condition on the higher time frames. It's not ideal. Now I'm learning. Like I said, I'm pretty new to swing trading, so I'm still learning. But it's like, yeah, it's not the way to go for sure. Anyways, next time I intend on placing a trade in these type of conditions where I see both sides. So if I see buyers, if I see a potential for a bullish market and a bearish market, I'm just going to reduce risk overall, or just not trade. But the fact that I over risked on this trade and I saw a bullish market and a bearish market, it's just not smart. But at the same time, just like, we have to be on, like, it's really hard to be honest with ourselves as traders, I feel like we try to sugarcoat things, but we shouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, if we're not reviewing our trades in depth, and if we're not asking ourselves what mistakes we're making, how can we improve, how can we get better, do I lack discipline? And it's just like you have to ask yourself these tough questions. And yes, it's hard to do it in the moment, but it's so crucial that you do, because like I said, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? Like, trading is a business. You're okay, in trading, it's like think of it as like a family tree, right? So you have someone at the top, that's the trader. And then within the trader, you have the analyst. The analyst, which is basically learning the skill of trading, like learning charts. Then you have the trader. You have the one that puts together the trading plan, your trading playbook, and so on and so on. And then you have the risk manager within the trader. So you have to overall just figure out a risk management plan of how you're going to approach each individual trade. And then you have the admin side of trading, where you're doing things like this and you're journaling in depth and writing down all your emotions every single day. So it's like trading, it's so in depth. It's not surface level at all. It's like all these different components within this one person, which is that one trader. So yeah, it's just like it requires being honest with yourself. Even on days like this where you have a freaking big loss, it's just like you have to sit down and be honest with yourself. Like, even me, like, it affected me so much to the point earlier, like, I was really frustrated at myself, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and like I couldn't stop thinking about how like my performance really did suck today, you know. Um, so I closed the charts. I closed the charts. I went for a walk. I did some grocery shopping. I cooked dinner, and then when I was done with all of that, I came back to the charts, and I just literally, before I started this video, completed my trade review. So I had to take about 4 to 5 hours completely off the markets, off the charts, not do anything trading related to like really mentally reset myself, because it could get tough. But at the same time, you have to kind of be strong minded. And that's one thing about trading. Trading really does, it builds, I would say, it builds resilience. Um, okay, so I went ahead and went over the overview. Setup details. So basically, these are just screenshots from like from before the trade and during the trade. So I'll go into this in a second, but I don't use buy stops today. I did, so that alone tells you that I did break my trading plan. I went astray. Um, yeah, I was trying to chase price. I'm not gonna lie, the move had already happened. Now I was trying to get in too late, but I didn't want to manually execute the position, so I put a buy stop instead. Yeah, not smart. And yeah, this is lit. So I entered here. I should have. I If it was a long, I should have entered here. The price was up here, so I entered here, and look what price did. Like, that's not cute. Like, it's not cute. And I have my stop loss right below the most recent swing low, which is normally how I put my stop loss. You know, if I'm in a bullish market. And I was targeting these highs because they were clean. Like, we have pretty much relatively equal highs, but again, range bound market, so it's like I see both sides. At least lately, I have been. But eventually, price corrected itself. We filled in this gap again, and then we saw an inducement. Our price took out internal sell side liquidity. We came right freaking there. I moved my stop loss. So when price was in profit, I was like, okay, I'm gonna reduce risk because I'm trying to get in the habit of trailing my stops and paying myself. So it's like setting an overall TP, yes, but however, when price begins to go from entry point to in profit, okay, I move my stop loss to break even, and it's like, okay, hold on, my bad. And then it's like, okay, so if price breaks this high, then I'm moving my stop loss here, which I did. And then again, it's just like trailing stops. So basically, each swing low that price makes, I'm moving my stop loss above that. So worst case scenario, if price comes here and chases all the way down, I'm getting stopped out in profit, and I'm still paying myself for my hard work. Yes, price didn't hit my overall TP. However, getting in the habit of paying yourself. No trader ever went broke taking profit. Remember that. It's important. This here, I don't know. This is just me when I was in the trade and managing it, and I took a picture and included it in my trading journal. I try to make my trading journal as personal as possible. So I kind of just include random photos sometimes. Let's see. And this was after the fact. So yeah, sucks. But yeah, price went against me very, very hard. And these were potential points I was expecting reaction away from. So even though I was expecting higher prices, I was expecting a reaction. But no, this was a mitigation. This was not a reaction. Let me see. And then entry. So I kind of went over it already, but I will read it. So I put, this is the second day in a row where I messed up when it came to my entry. I'm not sure what's going on with me lately. Like I said, there we go with that hard talk on yourself, but it's crucial again. But I need to get it together because it seems like the more I go astray from my trading plan, I tend to lose more and more trust in myself every time. And it's a crappy feeling. But this is how the entry went for today. So price had already expanded higher away from where I initially should have set a buy limit. And I realized that I had missed the trade. I put that because chasing price. Once price started to expand, I didn't want to miss the trade. So what I had decided to do, in a sense, is chase price. I didn't want to manually execute because Man, I keep forgetting words. I mean, letters. Because I wanted to make sure my R multiple will be calculated correctly when I did get in. So I had placed the buy stop at a slightly higher price point oh my god, above current price. That way, price would tag me in. All in all, not a smart decision on my end at all. Buy stops and sell stops are both pending orders that I do not use. So I'm not really sure why I thought it was okay to use it today. I was without rushing, maybe. I might as well should have just manually executed if that was the case. So yeah, definitely upset myself about that and with how undisciplined I was in that very moment. I already have an entry system that works perfectly fine in my trading plan and playbook. So the fact that I can't stick with it because of my emotions is very frustrating. Position size. Position size is also where I messed up on again. Second day in a row. I got too big headed from yesterday's win, and I decided to place 5 contracts instead of 3, which is the contract size I've been using for my past few trades. I don't really. One more, man. I don't really have much to say about this one besides I need to urgently put together a risk management plan this weekend. That way, if I am going to take losses, then it'd be in a controlled environment compared to just putting on a random contract like just because I felt like it. Yeah, definitely don't do that. It's not smart. Stop my exit. My stop loss was hit. Thankfully, when the trade was over, or thankfully when the trade was going in my favor, I had trailed my stop loss below the last 1 hour swing low. Because if I hadn't, then the loss would have been bigger than what it was, which is facts. Because if I go back to this picture here, my stop loss when I placed a trade, it was originally here, which is obviously really big. But when price went in profit, I moved it here. So if I lost $14,000 with my stop loss here, imagine how much I lose if I didn't move it. So this is why it's important to pay yourself. Really important. Like you wanna, as a trader, you wanna put yourself in the best position possible to succeed. So I think trailing stops, like setting a TP and then trailing your stop loss to make sure you just lock in profit just in case, like, is really important and super. I feel like it's really overlooked. I overlooked it for a while, just until last month. Key takeaways. Lesson 1: I need to work on my entries. I back tested it already, and it's proven that it does work. I just can't seem to follow my plan. As mentioned in yesterday's trade journal, I need to be sure to put a risk management plan together this weekend. Other factors to close it out. I just really wish that I had performed better today. It's hard not to beat myself up about it because I've been in my head about it already for hours. However, as I always say, I need to really reflect on my performance today and compare it to the day trader that I truly aspire to be one day, and ask myself key questions that would distinguish the two in terms of performance for specifically today. So that is my entire trade journal for the day. Now my daily journal. It's kind of, my daily journal mainly just consists of my my pre-market analysis. So what I was looking at this morning, and then also, so yeah, the 1 daily time frame and the 1 hour time frame. So price was correcting higher, and looking back at it, you can tell this is just built up sell-side liquidity. Like, it looks so clean. So I put my mental game check-in, how I felt going into the trading day. I put my trade idea, and then I tagged what I just went over, which was the trade breakdown. So if I click it here, it'll show this is the trade I entered over here. I got stopped out here, and then I went over this already with you guys, but this is just with the link. So I include my trade journal in my daily journal. So I try to keep everything as neat and organized as possible. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's that. And then I just recently did my post market analysis as well. So yeah, still expecting lower prices from NASDAQ. Let me see. This is what I should buy. This is how price looks right now as we speak. Price pulled back. I was trying to buy here the whole time. Price is still just simply reacting away from that bullish, that daily bullish OB. We came into the 1 hour extreme. With my entry model, I would place a sell limit here, stop loss here, TP here. I'm riding. So yeah, it's a tough day. I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough day. A big loss today. However, it's so many lessons to take away from today, and because of that, I'm not going to just write today off. Um, Even yesterday was a big win. Even then, I felt like I still learned a lot yesterday. So it's like, that's the thing about trading that I love. You're continuously learning about yourself. Like, trading literally forces you to really go in depth, and like I said, it just shines a spot. It shines a spotlight on all your flaws, all of them. And it forces you to work on them, because if you want to be a consistently profitable day trader one day, you have no choice but to work on them. And if you don't work on them, guess what? The market's going to continuously expose them. So that's why I love trading so much, and I have a passion for trading, just because it helps me grow, not just in this area of life, like finance, but it just forces me to be disciplined in multiple areas of life: health and fitness, family, relationships, spiritually. I don't know. It just forces me to carry myself in a professional way. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this daily recap here, and then we'll be back tomorrow.